Today we are going to be learning an incredible interactive card trick where the magic happens in the spectator's hands. This trick is known as Ultra Coincidence by Martin Gardner, which features in the 72 Self-Working Card Tricks book by Carl Fulvis. Now without further ado, let's jump straight into the performance. So this is what the trick looks like. Today we're going to be using the Provision playing card and the Citizens playing cards. The link for that will be in the description below. Now for this trick, I'm going to have my spectator pick up any of the two decks. Let's just see, they pick this one up right here. This is going to be the spectators and this I'm going to be using. Let's just get both of them out of the box. Now I'm going to have my spectator go ahead and give the deck a shuffle. Give it a nice quick shuffle, and I'm going to be doing the same with mine. Just a quick shuffle and that should be good. Now to make this random, I'm going to give my spectator my deck and I'm going to be using the spectator's deck, right, to just make things even more random. Now here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go through my deck to pick out any one card from this, any one card that I like. I'm going to take it out, place it on top of the deck and place the deck on the table, and that is exactly what I want my spectators to do. So just they're going to go through the cards face up, but since I don't want to look at the card, I'm going to be going through it face down, and let's just say my spectator picks this card right here. Go ahead and memorize that card, and they're going to place it on top of the deck and place the deck on the table, and that is exactly what I'm going to be doing. Going through, picking a card, this one, I'm going to place it on top of the deck. Now I want my spectator to go ahead and give their deck a cut and then complete the cut, and they can do this however many times that they want, right, to make sure that their card is truly lost in the deck. So they don't have any clue where the card is, I don't have any clue where the card is, right, it's truly lost. And I'm going to be doing the exact same thing, giving the card some cuts right here, and this should be enough. Now to make this even more random, we're going to switch decks one more time, right? So I'm going to give my deck to the spectators and I'm going to be taking the spectators deck. Now here's what I want you to do. The card that you picked from this deck, I want you to go ahead and place it aside from my deck. So we're going to be picking each other's selections from each other's deck, right? It sounds a bit complex, it really isn't. You just have to go ahead and take out your selection from this deck and place it aside. I'm going to be doing the same with mine. So I'll be going through here, find the selection, it's not here. Okay, this was my selection, and the spectators are going to be going through their deck to find their selection. Alright, so this one right over here is the spectators selection. Now watch, here's the fun part. What if I told you that the card that you picked out of this pack actually matches with the top card of my deck? That will be highly unlikely, right? But watch this. On the count of 3, I want you to flip this card over. So there we go. 1, 2, 3, and boom, our cards match. Well, that's the same thing with these two cards right over here. The card that I selected is going to match with the top card of your deck. You don't believe me? Let's do this one more time. On the count of 3, 1, 2, and 3, these cards are gonna match as well. So yeah, that's the card trick. Now let's learn how it's done. Now let's learn how this trick is done. So for this, again, you need 2 decks. It could be 2 borrowed decks as well, because there's no setup involved in this trick. So yeah, any 2 decks can be used. And once you have the 2 decks placed on the table, you're gonna have the spectator choose any one that they want, and this is a completely free choice. They can go ahead and pick any one deck that they want. Let's just say they pick this one right over here, and then it really doesn't matter, because as you saw in the trick, we're gonna switch decks with the spectator anyways. So right here, let's just say the orange one is mine and this deck is the spectators. So here you're going to instruct the spectators to go ahead and give these cards some shuffles, right? And yeah, you're actually asking them to go ahead and shuffle the cards. So they're going to do that. You're going to do this simultaneously. And now as the spectators are shuffling their deck, you're going to be shuffling yours, right? So once the shuffling is done, what you're going to do is take a peek at the bottom card of your deck, because this is the deck that is going to go to the spectators when you ask them to change it, right? So after you're done shuffling the cards, you're just going to have a peek at the bottom card. In this case, we have the 2 of spades. Then you're going to remember the 2 of spades, and here you're going to say, to make this random, we're going to switch decks. So you're going to give your deck to the spectator is going to give you theirs. So right now the bottom card is the 2 of spades. Now here, as you saw in the performance, you're going to instruct them to go ahead through the deck face up, pick out any one card that they want and place it on top of the deck. Now this is what they will be doing, and at the end of the trick you will have no idea, till the end you will have no idea what card the spectator has chosen, right? So right now, like, they can go ahead and pick any one card that they want. So let's just say they pick the 8 of diamonds, right? Let's say they pick this one. They're going to take it out and they're going to place it on top of the pack as you instructed them to. Now you're going to pick up your deck, and what you're going to do over here is you're going to look through the 2 of spades, right? Because the bottom card of their deck is the 2 of spades, so you also are going to go through the cards and find the 2 of spades as your selection. So you go through, find the 2 of spades and place it on top of the deck. Now here you're going to have the spectator cut the deck right here, and you're going to ask them to complete the cut, and yes, they're genuinely giving the deck a cut. And you know what happens over here? You must have heard of the key card principle. That is exactly what is being applied over here, because you know the bottom card of their deck because you gave them the deck after you had done shuffling. The bottom card was the 2 of spades. It is there as it is. Once they have taken out the selection, that is the 8 of spades, the 2 of spades is going to land exactly on top, which is the key card principle. So you don't need to know their selection, you just need to find the key card at the end of the trick, which we will get to as we go forward, right? So, and yes, this deck could be cut however many times they want, but just make sure that they give the cards like one straight cut, and you know they're not cutting the cards, you know, in multiple packets and then regrouping them, because that could mess up the key card, you know, because they are back to back, but with multiple packets they could split and the trick will go wrong. So just make sure that they are giving the cards one cut, completing the cut, and this way they can do it however many times they want, right? Like that. Once they are satisfied, you're going to say that I am also going to do the same thing. You can do it while they are doing it, but just make sure that they are only giving the cards one straight cut. But now here what you're going to do is, right now you will see that the top card is the 2 of spades. You're also going to say that I'm going to go ahead and give these cards some cuts, but here you're giving the cards false cuts. You are not actually giving the cards some cuts, because you want to keep the 2 of spades on top of the pack. So yeah, you're going to be giving them some false cuts. You could go ahead and do this one, or what I like to do is, because we are only giving the deck one straight cut, what I like to do is this right over here. It looks very convincing. So what basically is happening, goes here, tap, this one goes down and this one goes on top. So it just looks like you're giving the cards a cut, but you're not really doing anything. So just make sure that 2 of spades remains on top of the pack. Now if you're doing it, if you're cutting the cards with the spectators, I would advise you to do this kind of cut, because you know they are also seeing that the cards are being cut once, so they are also going to follow. If you go ahead and, you know, do one of these false cuts, they might just go ahead and cut it 2 to 3 times. But if they have cut the deck and then you're going ahead and cutting yours, then you can give the deck any sort of false cut. I'm just including this here because if, you know, while the spectators are doing it, you go ahead and do this one, and then they might just give the cards 3 cuts, and that might mess up the trick. That's why I'm specifically mentioning this over here. Now once that is done, what you're gonna say is that your card is truly lost somewhere in the deck. You have no idea where it is, neither do I. So right now what over here has happened is, yes, the card of the spectator is somewhere lost, but it's not exactly lost because you still have your key card. And what's happened with your deck is it hasn't been shuffled at all, and the card that you picked was actually the 2 of spades, which is still on top of your deck. Now you're gonna say that to make this even more random, we are going to go ahead and switch decks. So you're going to take the spectators and the spectator is going to take yours. Now here what is going to happen is you're going to say that now that we have switched decks, I want you to go through this deck and take out the card that you picked from this. Right, so whatever selection that you made from this deck, I want you to go ahead and take it out from my deck. And they are going to do that, and you're going to do the same. But over here, what you're actually doing is looking for that key card, that is the 2 of spades. So they are going ahead and taking out their actual selection that they made over here, which actually we don't even know. Right till now, we have no idea what the spectator selection is, but this is where you're going to know. You go through and find the 2 of spades. Where is the 2 of spades? It's right here. So we know that the card that is before that, or the card that is to the right hand side of the key card, is going to be their selection, but it actually doesn't even matter. You just go through, find the key card, that is the 2 of spades. You're going to break the cards there, and you're going to place the key card aside, and this now goes on top of the deck, because remember, this is going to be the spectator selection. So what you have to do is, let me just give these cards a cut. So you're going to go ahead and look for the 2 of spades, that is the key card. You take it out, and when you see the 2 of spades, you separate the pack. You place this card aside as your selection, and this card being their selection, this goes on top. So this packet goes on top. So the card that is after, or the card that is to the right hand side of the key card, has to end up on top, because that is going to be their selection. You're going to place this right over here. This card is placed right over here. Now this is going to be the spectators deck. Now they are going to go ahead and take out their selection, right, which was the 8 of diamonds. So they are going to go through the cards and pick out the 8 of diamonds. Where is the 8 of diamonds? It's right here. They are going to take it out, place it over here, and they're going to place the deck right over here. And the trick right here has been done. It's finished. This is the end moment. You're going to say that what are the chances that your selection is the top card of my deck and my selection is the top card of your deck. And now over here, what I like to do is, I have my spectator flip this card over, and at the same time I'm going to flip the top card of my deck over as well. So I just say that, well, let's find out. On the count of 3, flip your card over. So they are going to do that. So I'm gonna count to 3. So 1, 2, 3. We both flip at the same time, and boom, our cards match. This is an amazing moment over here, because the spectators are going to be very surprised, like, how is this possible? Like, there's no way this could have happened. The spectator has actually shuffled this deck as well. So this reaction is really good. And then you're going to do the same with this one. On the count of 3, I'm going to flip my card over, and you flip the top card of your deck. They're going to do that. So 1, 2, 3. You flip the cards over, they match each other, and that is the trick. And trust me, this is going to get you some amazing reactions. And yeah, it's just a really fun interactive card trick that you should definitely try out. So that was it for this video, guys. I really do hope that you enjoyed it. If you did, then make sure that you smash the like button, and if you want to learn more such amazing card tricks, then make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. If you want to learn another incredible card trick, that video will be right over here. I'll catch you there.